Aloha and welcome to Career Connect, brought to you by Leeward Community College's ASUH and Career Central. This is your go-to in-person podcast for all things career. Whether you're figuring out your passion, preparing for internships, or getting ready to crush it after graduation, we've got your back. Tune in for real talk with alumni, industry professionals, and campus insiders who will share tips, tools, and stories to help you level up your future. On today's episode, our host, Zadon Padello, is joined by Shaena Peralto, an instructor for our Workforce Development's CDL program here at Leeward Community College. We'll explore her journey from homeschooling to her career in the commercial driving industry. Join us as we hear their story on this episode of Career Connect.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name is Shaena Peralto. I am one of the CDL instructors and forklift instructor now. Also alumni from Leeward Community College automotive program. And yeah, what else you'd like to know?
No, so as a CDO instructor, I mean, what do you I guess just tell us what you do.
Well, what I do as a CDL instructor, I basically just put out everything you need to know on how to get your license. It's not necessarily, a program to teach you like every single thing about being a CDL truck driver. It's mainly just basic safety, knowledge of the truck, knowledge of the road, laws, like, basic, driver's ed kind stuff.
Yeah.
But for CDL, because you have to be 21. So.
And so, like, how did you get into driving those big trucks? Because I know you just mentioned that you got your degree in automotive. So how did how did your career really shift into truck driving?
Well, I was in my last year of automotives, and that's when COVID hit. So when COVID hit, a lot of people was going through a phase about their careers, essential, non-essential workers, and it was just getting a little chaotic. And part of it was my parents decided, hey, let's just start a trucking business and stuff and see where that leads. And the only person that was certified was my dad. So my dad was the main truck driver and stuff, and needed a backup. So since I was already in school, they're like, okay, we're just going to send you right back into another school and get your license. And at the time, I did not know we had a CDL program, to be honest. I didn't know Leeward Community College had a CDL program until I was talking story with my fourth semester teacher, Nolan Miyahara. I was telling him that, yeah, I'm going to be my parents' second mechanic, and now I need to get my license. And he's like, oh, well, we have a CDL program here. And I was like, really?
So it was just out of the blue.
Yeah, it's out of the blue. I was just talking story with him. He's like, oh my goodness, yeah, we have a program here. I'll connect you with the program coordinator. And at the time, and still is Michael Scully. So yeah, right on that same day, he gave me the information. I called Scully up, and right then and there, he was like, oh yeah, we can get you into the next class. So that was part of that little journey of getting my license.
Yeah, so I mean, overall, it does sound like you've kind of been, surrounded by vehicles your whole entire life. I mean, with your parents, you and your family starting your guys' own trucking business. So tell me a little bit about that. I mean, because, how long were you working there?
Well, so as far as being surrounded by vehicles and, industrial kind of stuff, because I was actually homeschooled all my life, I guess I just had that opportunity, not the regular kind growing up, but some days I remember specifically, like my mom used to take me to my dad's workplaces, like on the job, because he was working construction. So we would have lunch with him, and then sometimes we'll just stay a little bit longer, watch how he works. Like that's basically how I grew up, was just able to watch what my parents did as professions. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it's good. I think parents definitely have that, influential, that influence on you when it comes to, decisions you like make in life too. And I can see that, within yourself as well. But so as an instructor, I mean, what keeps you really motivated? I mean, I hear stories about, driving trucks long distances. It can get tiring because you're just driving the same roads, especially on an island. You're driving back and forth. But like as an instructor and even someone who's been in industry, how do you stay motivated? How do you stay motivated within this field?
I guess part of it is just having the drive and enjoying what you do. That's a big part, actually. Like, if you do not like being stuck in traffic, I do not recommend it. For me, I'm like, I'm okay being in traffic because that's basically our daily life, especially on this island. Like that 8 o'clock, on
That
the
jam time
freeway,
is
jam
not
time,
it.
or even like after hours, like 5 o'clock, trying to get back to the west side or something.
Yes.
Like what kept me motivated was I enjoyed it, and I knew long run it was like, one, financially beneficial, and two, like it's actually pretty mellow.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know, I've been through so many other type of careers, but this one is like pretty consistent. Like all you do is the same thing every day, not necessarily the same job sites.
Yeah, yeah, like
That's
the
for
same
sure.
tasks
Yeah,
every
same
single day.
task,
Yeah, yeah.
but like it's pretty consistent, mellow. Like I have that set schedule, and I know what I gotta do and stuff. Motivation is, I don't know, like I like sing karaoke in my car a lot. So
No, I think
it's
that's
fine.
everybody. Yeah, cram time, when you're stuck in the middle or when you're stuck in the middle of the freeway, I
Yeah,
think jamming out, blasting music in your car, that's the way to go.
I know.
Like,
But like now these days with all these new cars, we always have to like crack the window because I don't know what it is. It's like that the sirens on the ambulance, the emergency vehicles,
yeah,
you can't really hear it.
yeah.
So I always have to crack my window. If I'm going to be listening to music, I crack the window so I can like hear if there's any sirens coming. And of course, we're always looking in the mirrors.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, like, quick question though. I mean, so I know you're an instructor, but how about your family's business? Like, how is balancing those two like for you?
Um, Actually, to be honest, I was basically helping my family starting the business, getting it going.
Mhm.
Um, like now, very blessed. The business is going so well. I actually switched over being a full-time instructor now.
Oh,
So
okay.
really, my family's business is like with them, and now I'm like full-time
Good.
instructor. But it's really a really good feeling knowing that it got to a point that it's like not sustainable. Well, like, was it
They're
like
good, well
yeah,
off.
like
Yes.
successful enough to be like going on their
Yeah.
own pace and stuff, and they don't really need me as a second driver
Mhm.
anymore. So it's like, oh, it's nice.
No, I think it's truly like influential for especially like people who are trying to start their own business as well.
Hmm.
Were there any like hardships? I mean, because you were there building, you were
Ugh.
helping them build. So what were like some of the hardships that you guys faced?
I would say part of the hardships about not just starting a trucking business, but business in general, is, well, just being, you know, that word, like just driven, like we had a lot of ups and downs, but consistency is key. And I, well, I don't know how to put it. Like, I'm having that like little moment of blockage of words.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be my pigeon side like trying
No.
to come out, but I'm trying to like keep that down.
No, perfectly fine. But yeah, there's especially working in a place where you're with family. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
especially for someone who's homeschooled, you're surrounded by family 24/7, and like, which is why I wanted to like ask, how was that like change from going like being homeschooled for what is 18 years of your life
Yeah.
all the way to like, how did you end up here in college? Well, how did you decide that?
Um, well, because I was able to like watch how my dad was growing up in the garage, being a grease monkey with him. Like, I loved seeing how my dad helped others, especially like, not many people know how to fix their own cars or know what it is. And like he just could help them right away. And I wanted to be like that. And so that kind of helped me decide to professionally try and be an automotive technician.
Yeah, I personally do not know how to maintain my own vehicle. If the lights turn on, then I'm like, oh shoot, it's time to get fixed. But yeah, so like as an instructor, there is like a saying where the instructor learns as much as the student itself. So what are some lessons that you've had or you've learned from some of your students?
Students, I would say I learned patience. No, I learned actually I have a variety of things I've learned from my students. Like in my position being an instructor, especially a CDL instructor, it's not normal for I guess the younger generation to be taking over just yet. So I do have a lot of students that are older than me and like or the same age as me, and they see me and they're like, "Oh, you're an instructor?"
Yeah, just
Oh, I thought you were one of the students too. I was like, "Oh yeah, no. I went through this program. I had to do everything you guys are about to do. Like I know the ins and outs of
now it's your
how
time to learn.
Yeah, now I'm just here to help you."
Yeah. Shoot. So you're talking about like the different age ranges, and I know you mentioned like them being slightly older.
Yes.
But that like makes me like think of like diversification. There's a lot of jobs where, especially like this, when you think trucking business, you think that it's like highly managed by, I guess, the male
Yeah.
population. So how's that? Like, how's the diversification? As a woman, how's that for you?
Well, I think we came to the era that female instructors are actually normalized.
Wow.
I found this out literally maybe a couple months back. I had a friend of mine who moved to the mainland, and he had to get his CDL for his job because he's a diesel mechanic. And come to find out, his CDL instructor was also a female. So I guess now it's just not as a non-traditional position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it's great to see that we're challenging we're challenging that those old thoughts of
Yeah.
a lot of these positions, not just with truck driving, but all these other jobs within the market. And yeah, so what's the overall like? What's the most rewarding part about being a truck driver?
Rewarding part, besides getting paid pretty well, because I know for a fact that's on a lot of people's mind when they're trying to get their license. Is like, oh my goodness, CDL is gonna help me be more stable for my family, or like it's just getting me out of different type of careers that some people are like just trying to get out of and wanting to try something new. Yeah, like as far as truck driving, I would say the rewarding part is just enjoying it. Like you get to go to places you've never been. Like, of course, this island is so small. I've already explored.
You've seen everything.
Yeah, like I think I've been on every single road on this island, even in the gated communities. Like, But the views, though, I do have to say, one thing about being a truck driver is seeing the view.
Yeah, I think especially like all types of driving, I think that's a way to clear your mind.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
in the middle, like I used to just early in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, I used to go to Sunset. Um,
Oh,
Sunset and then also sunrise, just go on the east side, watch. I have like a ton of videos of just like time lapse of just the sun coming up, and it's just nice scenery going around the island. And despite seeing these places a million times, it's
it's
just
different.
something about it. It's calming, and it gives you time for your brain to pretty much like clear up. But yeah, so what advice would you give somebody who's thinking about getting their certification, their CDL certification?
I would say, if you're getting your CDL certification, just be sure about it. Because there's a lot of people is like, oh, yeah, I'm just going to try it out, see if I like it or not. But they don't think farther than that. It's like once you become a CDL driver, there's a little bit more obligations towards your license too. Like, for instance, when you get your CDL Class A, and I don't know if you heard the term hazmat, like hazardous materials, like the gas
Yeah.
tank trucks, like there's other endorsements along with your CDL license that you're gonna need to get to be able to drive certain vehicles. And with those obligations, there is more, how should I say, responsibilities with your license. So you have to like hold that license like it's gold.
Yes.
Because like it's kind of crazy. It's like if you get a ticket, like let's say you're driving like what's that term?
Just like a semi truck or like a
No, like regular car, like
oh yeah,
driving
yeah.
infractions.
Yes,
Like
yeah,
if
oh yeah.
if you get a ticket for a driving infraction kind of thing, it's not just you're gonna get a ticket and you gotta pay for it. It's
Yeah.
gonna show on your CDL license saying,
Yeah.
hey, you got a ticket. It's strike one. You only get 3 strikes.
Yes.
Or you lose it.
No, see, that's always what scares me. That's why I drive an SUV, and that enough scares me. And you know, making sure that we hold on to this right, that's something that you learn getting your license is that, getting your license is a right. It's you've worked, you've practiced, and you've learned to get this certification. And it's if you're abusing that type of power, you're like, wow. But yeah, no, you're talking about like the different classes. I mean, I'm not too fond of that,
Oh,
but
yes.
or I'm not
So,
fond. I'm not too well versed in that. So can you tell me a little bit about that?
yeah. So the main one that everyone would be coming to the program for is a
Mm.
Class A license. So there's different levels of CDL. So starting with Class C, that's more like a regular box truck kind
Yeah.
of small ones. And then you got your Class B, which is like roll off trucks or the dump trucks, the rubbish trucks, or even the school buses.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Okay.
buses. And then you got your Class A, which is more like if you see a semi truck pulling a big Matson container, like
Yeah.
it's bigger, the GVW, the weight of the vehicle is way higher. So like the ones that people usually come for is like Class A, because Class A is you can drive anything basically. Of course, you can't drive a school bus because school bus has its own endorsement. So you would have to take another class driving program for that, which we do offer here. But yeah, that's basically the difference in levels of classes.
And so for like the classes, do we only offer that Class A? I don't know.
Yeah, so we actually offer Class A license, Class B, not even referring to CDL too. We also offer like that motorcycle license.
Yes.
Like if we're just talking about license in general. But yeah, we have the Class A, the Class B, the school buses. Yeah, we basically offer everything here.
Good. And I think that's essentially what a lot of people want from Leeward as well is I think a lot of people don't understand that we have so much to offer here. Well, there's so much, there's things that like getting into this school that I was like, they don't have that. But like, turns out you just have to like embed yourself into the school and really do your research as well. And I think that it's important for us to shed some light on you guys. I think you guys are definitely that cornerstone of society today. I mean, a lot of these big businesses, they get their shipments from all you guys as well. But yes, no, thank you so much. Do you have any other like comments for us?
I would say if you are trying to get into the CDL program or just wanting to know more about the school, the best way is to just come to campus. Like,
Yes.
honestly,
In-person schools.
in
better.
person, coming to the campus, seeing what this place offers. Because, like me, like I didn't even know about the CDL program, and I was in automotive too. But then it's always I was here on campus, and I was able to learn about it. So it's like, if you're ever trying to get into a different career, it's like more of you just gotta show up.
Yes. But no, thank you so much for joining us today. It was so nice talking with you.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Mahalo for tuning into Career Connect. We hope today's conversation gave you insight, inspiration, and a few takeaways you can apply to your own journey. If you're a Leeward Community College alumni or current student and ready to take the next step, Career Central is here to support you every step of the way. Schedule an appointment with us online, and don't forget to subscribe to Career Connect for more stories, advice, and pathways. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep moving towards your future.